Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition series where I preview and predict every men's college basketball conference tournament. And this is the 29th of 31 episodes, so we're almost done. This is going to be the Mid-American Conference, and obviously we know that as the MAC. That tournament will begin Thursday, March 11th. And that'll be the quarterfinals. The semifinals will be Friday, March 12th. And the championship will be Saturday, March 13th. And the tournament will be held at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, which is the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, without further ado, here we go. 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, March 11th. You have 8-seeded Ball State against 1-seeded Toledo. My projection is Toledo 10.5, total 151. Therefore, Toledo to the semifinal. The second of 4 quarterfinal games, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 5-seeded Ohio against 4-seeded Kent State. Ohio won the season 13-7 overall, 9-7 in conference play. 9-5 in conference play. Kent State 15-7 overall, 12-6 in conference play. By the way, I missed it. Toledo 20-7 overall, 15-4 in conference play, and then Ball State 10-12 overall, 8-9 in conference play. So this match I have Kent State projected only by a half in the total of 151. Therefore, Kent State to the semifinal. The third of 4 quarterfinal games, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, March 11th. 7-seeded Miami of Ohio and 2-seeded Buffalo. Miami 12-10 overall, 9-8 in conference play. Buffalo 14-7 overall, 12-5 in conference play. My projection is Buffalo by 9, total 150. Therefore, Buffalo I have into the semifinals. And the last of 4 quarterfinal games, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 6-seeded Bowling Green against 3-seeded Akron. Bowling Green 14-10 on the year, 10-8 in conference play. And Akron 14-7 on the year, 12-6 in conference play. My projection is Akron by 1, total 152. Therefore, Akron to the semifinals. So now the semifinals, which will be on Friday, March 12th. And the first of 2 games, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. 4-seeded Kent State against 1-seeded Toledo. Kent State has showed flashes, no pun intended, of having some potential throughout the year. They have 2 very good scorers in Danny Pippen and Mike Nuja. And Toledo is just awesome, the Rockets. They have a very deep team. Marion Jackson, Ryan Rollins, Spencer Littleson leading the way. They have a couple others as well. I project Toledo by 7, and therefore I have Toledo into the championship game. And the second of 2 semifinal games on Friday, March 12th, 7:30 p.m. on the CBS Sports Network. 3-seeded Akron against 2-seeded Buffalo. 2 very talented teams. Akron has a stud in Lauren Christian Jackson. And Buffalo has some talent too. They have 2 really good players in Jonathan Williams and Josh Mabala. My projection for this game is Buffalo by 4. Therefore, I have Buffalo into the Mid-American Conference Championship, which will be Saturday, March 13th, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN2. 2-seeded Buffalo, 1-seeded Toledo. Buffalo, I talked about Williams and Mabala. They also have a couple other good players, Javon Graves and Ronaldo Segu. And on the other side with Toledo, we talked about Jackson, talked about Rollins and Littleton. Also, Cedric Milliner Jr. is a good player, and so is JT Shoemate. My projection here is Toledo by 2.5, and I think Toledo's the deeper team, led by those 5 players I talked about. And Toledo is my pick to represent the Mid-American Conference in the 2021 NCAA tournament. And if Toledo loses beforehand, I do not think they have a chance at an at-large bid. All right, so next up is the Western Athletic Conference, a.k.a. the WAC.